Sophie again, day 7, and we headed to Grand Harbor, and boy was it an experience.
So every morning before we take off, not every morning, but before we take off, we check the oil in the engine compartment. So we have to pull the floor up, and then Dean crawls into this big hole and checks the oil, just like checking a car engine oil with the 2 sticks, except because we have 2 diesel motors, he has to check 2 sides. So he just checked the other one earlier, now he's checking this one. He's gonna tell me,
full.
How's the oil look?
Looking good, still clean.
Perfect. So we are set for our engine service for today.
So we are approaching our first lock, however we have to wait until the lockmaster tells us we can go. Mom is on the front of the boat and is seriously having trouble trying to prepare the anchor. I am thinking, she may want to be wearing a life jacket for this. So this is us entering the lock and in the lock. Mom got help from the lockmaster on how to secure the boat without falling in the lake. Another good time to be wearing a life jacket. Okay, so we made it to Grand Harbor and we determined that Mom needs work as a first mate. Why is it you have to use terms like port, starboard, bow, and stern? Left, right, front, back should all work. After we parked, Mom said something to Dad. Dad's face turned red. Apparently dropping a rope in the lake at the back of the boat with the motor running is a bad thing. Mom put her snorkel stuff on and jumped into a cold lake. She didn't find the rope, which apparently was good. Dad didn't yell, Mom didn't cry, and after Mom washed all the lake water mixed with diesel fuel off of her, they had their very first docktails. The other loopers were impressed. I got lots of treats.
Hey, good morning. We're at Grand Harbor Marina. I think by now Sophie's probably explained to you some of the fun we had when we got here yesterday. But it's all good. We had a great evening and met some loopers here and had some great conversation, and they've been very helpful in kind of filling us in on different things. But Grand Harbor Marina is really awesome. It's newer. We've had no problems with the electrical over the last couple of days, and here as well as Clifton. Had a beautiful ride out yesterday. Today we're gonna go into town, provision the boat with some stuff for the next week or so, and pick up a few things we need there, and then we're going to just relax and enjoy the time here. We're still waiting to hear back from the repair guy for the electrical issue. We'd still like to get that looked at if possible. We got a courtesy car this afternoon for a little drive around Corinth, and then workout this morning, so all good. Well, today's our last day at Grand Harbor Marina before we take the boat over to Safe Harbor Marina to have it looked at tomorrow for the electrical, and keeping our fingers crossed, maybe we'll get that solved tomorrow. This is Grand Harbor from a different view. Bob Kerber actually asked us to maybe get a little more specific about where we're particularly at, so I will this morning. Thank you for that, Bob. We are at the very corner of Tennessee and Mississippi. I think we're actually in Mississippi, and it's right off the Yellow Creek, which is off Pickwick Lake. So from here we will go west and south onto the Tenton, and so that's what we have going over the next couple of weeks actually. Today we have a bit of work to do. We're going to get our laundry done, and we're also going to do our first ever pump out. Normally we've had our boats pumped out by somebody else, but I'm the one doing it today, so that ought to be hopefully non-eventful. That's what I'd really prefer, is just to have everything go smoothly and no events. So we might catch some video on that later. But anyway, that's an update for now. All right, so the other job we have to get done today is pump out the boat. And as I mentioned earlier, it's my first time. So I've kind of got it set up here. I went ahead and got our black hose out from underneath the boat. one key boating tip that I've learned is that you don't use the white hoses, which are used for drinking water, not even to just use to rinse out the pumping system. You got to keep the hoses completely separate. So I've got our black hose out and ready to go for the rinsing part of this. And here is what I'm going to use to pump the boat out with. So I got a 5-minute instruction, well, more like 3-minute instruction a couple nights ago on how to do this.
I have to ask you, now that you have completed your first and hopefully your last pump out of your life doing it by yourself, how do you feel?
Well, I feel accomplished. It makes me want to use the marine restrooms as much as possible. So I don't have to do that often. But in reality, if I paid somebody $20 or I do it myself, I'd probably do it myself. $10 I may pay someone else to do it, but overall not too bad.
Good. Well, you did a fabulous job.
Thank you. Well, it's our last night at Grand Harbor Marina. We're celebrating our 1 week on the loop, and we haven't decided to sell the boat and get home. So that's a good sign, right? It's actually been a good week. We're novices and we're making all sorts of rookie mistakes, but we've met so many loopers that have said that's par for the course, and that's kind of how it goes when you're first starting out. We had our good friends Wayne and Aviva. Wayne asked a question, so I thought we'd answer that since we're kind of at dinner. He said, "What are you doing for meals?" And so I thought I'd share with a little bit what we've done. Tonight we had steaks with mashed potatoes and a salad. And we've been really good about eating on the boat, or, not going out to eat. We've only had one meal out during the whole week. We've fixed meals. Amy had a brilliant idea of fixing a bunch of stuff ahead of time and freezing it. So we've had pasta twice off a great pasta sauce she's made. We had chili and chili dogs off a chili that we made ahead of time. And we've had biscuits and gravy twice for breakfast, which is freaking awesome. I must tell you, her biscuits and gravy are really great. So we had bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches, turkey on there too. And we cooked chicken breast last night for dinner, and we cooked an extra one. So we'll have chicken salad for one of these lunches. So we've been doing really good, yeah. And we're enjoying a really nice bottle of wine tonight to celebrate as well. So thanks, Wayne, for the question. If anybody else has any questions or observations they want to share, by all means do. But that's what we're eating.